Hey everybody, this is going to be a quick video and it's very specific, but all I really want to do is show you how you can start your sandbox map instead of working off of the default one, because at a certain point you don't want to mess with a certain kind of map and you just want to make a new one, as well as how to get the editor to open that one up by default. So it won't take long, it's pretty simple. All we need to do is go over to our content. Let's make a new folder for our maps now. So we'll just call this maps. And by default, with the templates that Unreal gives you, you're working in the third person map. I want to start doing more specific experiments, and I may not want to mess with their default setup. Like maybe I want to move the stuff around. So I'm going to start working from a sandbox map. So to do that, I'm just going to take whatever I've done so far, which is fine. I don't want to lose anything. I'm going to come up here and just say File, Save Current Level As, and I'm going to save a new one. I'm going to call this Sandbox. And call this experiments, whatever you want. I'm going to be proper and call it Sandbox. Make sure I'm in the new folder that I created. So maps, hit save. And so now I'm inside the sandbox map. The problem is if I were to do some work and then I were to close the editor and reopen it, it's going to reopen the previous third person map. Now, if it by default opens a very large map or not the one I want, that can be extremely annoying because later on it may try to recompile things and it wastes a lot of time. So to open up the map that I want to work in the future, and then I can change to a different map once I start working on a different map, I'm going to go up to my edit and project settings. There's a little tab here called maps and modes inside of project. If you click on that, you can actually choose what map you want the editor to open for you by default. And you can see it's always going to open up the third person map every time I open up the editor. I don't want that anymore because that's the old map. I want it to open up the new one I created, so I'm going to type in Sandbox, or whatever you labeled yours. Okay, Sandbox. The game default map is when we build out our game, which map do we want to be the starting point of our game? Typically, this will be either like a load screen or a main menu or whatever. I'm not getting that far yet. I just wanted to show you like where you could change that. I know at the very least I don't want a third person map, so I'll just change this to Sandbox for now. We could always change this later, but if you build a larger level, you want to change it to that level if you want that to build out. So anyways, editor, startup map, sandbox, you could test this. All you really need to do is close the editor and reopen. So I'm going to do that real quick. So if you go into your Epic launcher and you choose your whatever project you're in my case, it's my tutorial project that I'm just kind of poking around in, wait for that to open. And then once it opens, we can check the name of the map and we can verify, yes, this is the new map that I saved off that I'm working in now. So it's just a little minor thing that I realized I didn't talk about anywhere else, I think. So just a really quick video. This is how you can start to branch off from one map into a new one and make sure that you are opening that one by default so that now I don't get confused and accidentally do work in the wrong map. So now I can continue to build from my sandbox map and I should be set to build some interesting new sandbox experiences. So thank you, everybody. Hopefully this helps out a couple of you. It's just a weird random problem that I wanted to cover somewhere.